Hello girls, this is Dr. Kiran Deshwal and today I will teach you Birthday, the story composed by Vaikam Mohammad Basir. Let me sum up in brief what we read in our previous video which I have shared on our WhatsApp group and YouTube link. It's the birthday of the writer today and he has no money. He is hungry. He haven't had his tea yet. He is having a headache. He is disappointed. He is in despair. He is sad, he is upset. So we can know that such negative thoughts comes to his mind, and when he was brooding over his condition, his friend Gangadhar comes, and we know that Gangadhar is also an activist like our author. So they talk about working men. He is a communist. Our author is a communist. So his concern is the workers. They talk about working men, the national workers and the government. I spoke about newspaper editors and writers. This is the field of interest of our writer. Meanwhile, the little boy returned, whom he had sent to bring tea. I took one anna from him and asked him to get tea, bidi, and dosa with the other. So, when the boy returns, he brings the dosa in a scrap of newspaper. On the scrap of American newspaper, here the newspaper is specific. It is American newspaper. We know that America is the first country who advocated for individual freedom. So the message of the individual freedom, the writer gets the message of individual freedom from that scrap of newspaper, of American newspaper. On the scrap of American newspaper in which the dosa was wrapped, there was a picture which attracted my attention, which attracts the attention of our author. Gangadhar and I ate the dosa. They ate the dosa together. They drank a glass of water each and then the tea. Then I lighted a bidi and gave Gangadhar one anna. It's a very formal description of the chit chat and having refreshment. As he was leaving, he said to me jokingly, he was in a mood of joke, "Today is your birthday, isn't it? Have you any message for the world?" So the writer replies, I said, "Yes, son, one connected with the revolution. You are going to talk about revolution, so I have a message for our workers and it is connected with the revolution." Gangadhar says that, "Let me hear it." "Oh, what's that? Tell me." So, the message of the writer is this: let the flames of revolution rise everywhere. Karl Marx gave the theory of the struggle of workers, and he said that all the workers of the world are suffering. That's why they should get united and fight against the corruption, against the exploitation. So they want to universalize this revolution. That's why he is saying that let the flames of revolution rise everywhere. This revolution should take place everywhere, each corner of the world. Let the present social order be burnt. It is the ultimate motto of Marxism. He says that when this disparity between classes, when this gap of rich and poor will be ended, there will be there will be the reign, there will be rule of workers. So the social order where we are having classes, rich classes and poor classes, this social order will be burned down and let a new world be born. This is the message for the workers of the author. He wants equality, freedom for all. Good. I will give this message to workers. Gangadhar takes this message and he is intended to give it to the workers. We know that this is the main message of the communist, of the people who has communist ideology. Gangadhar walked away briskly. When Gangadhar leaves, the writer thinks about various national workers and various writers. As he says, I thought about various national workers and various writers, how did they all live? If I am suffering from from poverty this much, they also are suffering. So he is pondering over the thought that how did they all live. As I lay thinking, I picked up the piece of newspaper in which the dosa had been wrapped. Just then I saw the owner of the house cross the threshold towards me with an angry face. Wondering what excuse to make to him, I looked at the picture which was framed on the newspaper. So we know that at the very beginning, the writer tells us that the landlord is not happy with him, the police is not happy with him, the government is not happy with him, and the hotel keeper is also annoyed with him. The landlord is not happy because he doesn't pay his rent regularly. So when the landlord looks at the author, he becomes angry. So avoiding to avoid his angry face, he looks at the picture in the newspaper. In that picture, there was a great city filled with skyscrapers. There were huge buildings in that newspaper. Standing among them with his head held high was a man. There was a man who was holding his head high. This man was the symbol of hope, of positive thinking. He was bound down to the earth. He was looking into a great source of light, scattering its rays in infinite space in the great distance above and beyond the heavenly bodies. See how the writer is succeeded in conveying his message very beautifully to us. He wants to say that the man who was pictured in that picture of American newspaper, his condition was very similar to the author. The author also finds himself chained in so many conditions. He is forced by the government, he is tortured by the hotel keeper, he is tortured by the landlord. So there are various cycles which he has to shun. Similarly, this man who is pictured in that newspaper, he is also, but he is looking at the rays, scattering rays. There is light, there is hope, infinite space in the great distance above and beyond the heavenly bodies. At his feet was an open book. So the open book symbolizes here knowledge. Knowledge gets you liberate. Knowledge gives you freedom. We can make ourselves free if we have knowledge. So knowledge is power. At his feet was an open book, and this open book shows that he reads something, he learns, he gets educated, and he seeks and shackles of he sends the shackles of. On its 2 pages was written his and indeed all men's history, and this happens with all who are slaves. They have to shun the shackles, they have to get themselves free, and only knowledge can help them. It was as follows. Now the message on the newspaper was like this: although bound to the earth as by chains, he looks beyond time and space to the splendid progress to be. He is bounded by the earth with various chains. So government, police, policies of government, religion, all these are chains. They change a person, they hurdle, they are the obstacle which stops him in his progress. But he can progress, he can live a splendid life if he works hard, if he always forward looking. Well, mister, now we see that the landlord had arrived. Well, mister, the cold voice of the landlord said, can you pay up today? And it is very pathetic for the writer. We know that he haven't any money, he has not money even for a cup of tea. How can he pay today, and it's his birthday today? I said, I haven't received any money yet, I shall pay you one of these days. So we see that the author is surrounded by every side with despair. People are only demanding from him, no one is giving him. This is the condition of the author, and this is his pain which the readers can understand. He is very frank in expressing his pain, his situation. Thanks for watching. We will be continue in our next video.